Hello.
God damn, we have a slick intro. I'm just
We
saying.
do.
Truly, thing of beauty.
We do. Oh boy.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Tim's on time.
I'm on time.
Whoa.
I didn't fall asleep. That was really
What
loud.
happened?
I was just
Um,
excited.
I wasn't
I don't have to
snuggling
change.
I wasn't snuggling my kid.
I don't have to change my camera partway through.
Nice.
I have to fix cameras because for some reason last stream the groups got messed up just like a tiny bit. So like there's just a little bit of purple underneath the cameras, and it's not gonna bother anyone who's watching the show, I don't think, but it's gonna trigger me. So
All right. Well,
I
hold
get
on a
that.
sec. Hold on.
Are you checking to see if the Twitch stream has audio?
I
the
do
Twitch
not have
the,
audio.
you don't have the Twitch stream has audio.
I do not have any desktop audio.
The Twitch
You
stream
wanna
has
know why?
audio because
I know what it is.
you're on the wrong audio
No.
source.
Yeah, for my.
It
Let's
happens
try that.
all the time.
Let's try that.
That
Oh,
happens
you know
all the
what?
time, man.
Oh my god.
It's because I started using these flights.
Oh yeah.
That'll get you.
Messing up all your audio.
Yeah, I gotta change the audio.
Okay.
Audio.
That's audio.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
That's a me. Audio.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
There we go. All right.
Sorry, I had to.
Tim, did you pick up the 35-year anniversary on Switch?
No, because I don't have a Switch.
I know.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
I wished you had one.
I
I
think
mean-
I'm good.
They're supposed to come out with a more powerful version here.
Oh,
soon.
that's been the rumor.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, Switch is I don't have a need for Switch anymore because, like, other than playing Nintendo games, which most of which I can do on an emulator, the ones that I actually want to play from my childhood, I'll play on an emulator. Like, what am I gonna do? Play Skyrim on it? Oh, I can do that on my phone because of a Game Pass at some point, and then also the Steam Link.
Enjoy your bland Breath of the Wild's clone,
Don't make fun of Genshin like that.
dude.
Or
Oh.
what's Gods and Monsters called now? Phoenix Rising, something Immortals Phoenix
Yeah.
Rising. That game actually looks pretty cool.
Hmm.
I'm
I
actually
forget
kind
what
of,
game that is.
It's Ubisoft's Breath of the Wild.
Yep, Ubisoft's Breath of the Wild clone that is like based in Greek.
Yeah, it looks
Well,
good.
Actually, all right. So let's start here. Tim, what have you been playing other than Spore with your son, like earlier?
So I have been playing more Mortal Kombat, and then this week I got Logan into. Today we played Fallout 3. We started a Fallout 3 save file.
Best Fallout.
Earlier in the week we played we played Oblivion and Skyrim. Like, I've got him into games that I have no-lifed, and I am low-key prepping him to want to play Elder Scrolls 6 with me when it comes out either next year or in 2 years.
Smart.
So that I can
Or in
stream it.
4 years.
Whenever the fuck it comes out, I'm playing it with my boy, and it's good.
You got the long game.
I got the plan. Right?
What does he like it? Is he into it? Like,
He was loving it. The one thing is he was having an easier time with Skyrim and Oblivion because you don't have to aim a gun. You can just pull the right trigger and you swing your sword and there's the arc.
right.
So that's new because he's not used to the thumbstick controls. Like, that's not
Mm,
I mean, he plays games on his tablet, but tablet games are all touchscreens, so he's getting
Yeah.
used to using a controller. And I've found Minecraft Dungeons super easy for him to get into. Oblivion not too bad. Skyrim pretty easy, but Fallout having to aim, that's
mhm.
a little tricky.
Yeah.
But if we do a melee build, don't have to worry about it. But it can't be a stealth melee build because we can't be squishy.
Yep. Nice.
What about you, Justin?
I ended up picking up Baldur's Gate 3 and messing around with that. Originally I said, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna hold off, but then Luke has been playing it like a maniac, and he literally doesn't have anything to play video games on other than like I think he's playing it on like Lacey's computer that she uses for video editing. And the other day he called me up and was like, "Man, I miss everybody." And I was like, "Don't worry, dude. I'm buying Baldur's Gate right now. I will play with you."
Does it have multiplayer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not surprising because it's Larian Studios, so like
Exactly.
that makes sense because they did that with Divinity, and I know that even though I haven't played those games. But
Yeah. That was
it's still amazing.
that's definitely the coolest thing to me about Divinity is playing multiplayer. So once I saw Baldur's Gate 3 was going to be multiplayer, that's when the hype began.
Nice.
It's been pretty fun. We've been kind of murder hoboing it a bit. We
Just a bit.
recently helped a bunch of goblins kill some people, and there's this lady goblin that I'm going to try to romance. So yeah, it's going pretty great.
What kind of character are you playing?
So we both made halfling rangers. And there's a fun option where you know how some games they like restrict your character options to like logical things as far as like skin tone and types of hair or whatever. This
This is
one,
D&D.
my character
Fuck
literally
logic.
has like crazy like red skin and like bright green hair. His name's Walter Malone. He's great, man. I have a familiar that I summon, a little crab guy. He pinches people. He runs around sideways. It's awesome.
I always think
Mhm.
of that. It was a commercial. I can't remember what it was. I think it was for some car where they're going over all the features of the car, and it's on a beach, and there's this little crab, and the car is talking and going over all its features, and the crab goes, "I beach,
That's its feature list.
I beach."
That is definitely
Like,
the feature list of my summoned crab.
so stupid, but I love it.
Cody,
Would
what
you
about
say
you?
hold on, I was just curious. Are you on a D&D kick right now? Because like we
Yeah,
played D&D a couple weeks ago. You had another
yeah,
session with the boys, some of the other boys the other day.
dude.
Oh,
I
And for
we
what
need
was that, a
to.
6-hour session or some shit?
oh
You
yeah,
started at 5 and you
Yeah, because
messaged us at
you
like
were like, yeah,
11:30?
we might be
he
done
ran a
at
little
like
late.
8:30, 9. We might hop on then. I fell asleep. I woke up in the morning. I checked 11:30. Oh, that went late. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that's my DM for that game would play like all day, constantly if it was possible. So that one went a little late, but yeah, God, I love D&D. God, I wish I could play more.
I
We
know.
can.
I mean, I really wanna play Baldur's Gate, but I'm just waiting because it's not all the way out yet, and
Yeah,
Cyberpunk is next month, and I just
yeah,
look, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna know
I've been
life it.
playing I've been dabbling, like, a lot of in games, but I'm totally honest, I keep coming back to Genshin Impact, dude. Like, I just
yeah,
keep coming back. Like, I've played a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima, but, I like to play, like, 1 round of survival, and then I kinda, like, feel like I have my fill
sure.
of Ghosts, and so then I just, like, come over the computer, and it's like, "Well, what should I play?" And it's like, "Well, Genshin's right here." Just pop it
It's just
on, and
waiting.
I just start playing, and I really enjoy it. I've been slow rolling it really, because like, I just kinda get on and do whatever I want. There's so much fucking shit to do in that game because it has, like, the gotcha mentality that it really, like, just caters to, like, a huge subset of gamers, right?
You mean you.
So
It caters to you
no,
because you like everything.
no. Well, I
I
do like
mean,
a lot of stuff.
genre-wise. I don't mean like. I
Right.
obviously there's not every single
You
game. It's not
have
like
no
Cody's.
taste.
It's
Right.
not like Cody's like, oh, every game's amazing. I'm just
No.
saying. I'm just saying,
I
like, I think you and me and you as well, Justin. I think the three of us are like. There's some people that they only play fucking FPSs. There's some people that they
Right.
only play Madden, right? Like there's people that have their taste, and then there's people like us that are just like, this is fun. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna no life this for like 2 weeks, and then you just do it with a completely different type of game.
Right.
Like
And
that's I think all three of us to an extent.
but the thing about Genshin for me is I think part of it is like the Breath of a Wild feel, right? and the map is like a decent size. It's not huge by any means. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not even probably the same size as Breath of the Wild. At least the unlocked areas that I have so far. But like, if I just want to get on and just like run around and explore, I can do that. If I want to like focus on like leveling characters, I can do that. Like if I want to, there's just so much, and I've found this just by like collecting items and stuff. There's so much about the game that I still don't understand that could drive me in a certain direction, like to do things. You know what I mean? To like get it, because it's got like those MMO elements too, where it's like, oh, I need to go farm this stuff so I can craft these things and blah blah blah. Like, but it's just there's always stuff to do. I I don't think there will ever be a moment where I will jump on that game and have nothing to do, because I can go chase achievements. I can go do my daily quests. I can like it's just it's insane how much shit there is to do. And then the anime aesthetic for me, because I'm like, nerdy about my anime shows. I was literally watching anime before we started today. I was catching up on my shows for the week kind of thing. And I was just like,
I'm just
yeah.
picturing Cody, old man Cody in the retirement home. I'm catching up on my shows. Just do anime.
And
Amazon.
I found one or two new shows that I like, and then one's the third season of Don Machi, or how to or is it wrong to catch girls in a dungeon or some shit, is like the American
Pick up
name.
girls in a
Yeah,
in a
pick up
dungeon.
girls in a dungeon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
That
wait, wait,
show-
wait, 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 wait. No, wait,
I know,
okay.
I know.
Okay,
I know,
the
I know,
the actual
I know.
title is still bad, but is it wrong to catch girls in a dungeon?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I'll be honest. I didn't watch that show for a long time purely because of what the title was. I was like, I am not watching this.
You shouldn't.
And then
You probably shouldn't. Just based
If-
on the title, I'm gonna go with that puts you on a list.
so catch girls in a dungeon is wrong. It's pick up girls in a dungeon, right? And so
Right.
I finally like caved because it kept getting recommended to me, right? It's just one of those shows that I was like, all right, I'll watch the first episode. And it's totally, I don't understand what the American title has to do with the show, because it doesn't fit. Outside of the first episode, it has nothing to do with it. So
It's hard to come up with titles for stuff, man.
just a little bit of background. Basically, the basis
I
of
feel
the
like that was
story
low key a shot at the podcast
eh,
because the
Um,
title of tonight's stream is just Olip.
That's all you need
Come
to
up with
know.
titles, man.
it is. It can be. When it doesn't involve a potato for you, I know it doesn't. I know it's hard for you to come up with something, because it's always like, I shouldn't be doing this, or I'm a potato, or something in that realm.
If I'm playing a shooter,
it.
I'm a potato. Most of the other
Yeah.
time is, well, this is probably a dumb idea, because
Yeah.
I'm like trying to do something specifically stupid in a game, or this is a
You don't
test,
see
or
this.
you don't see this, because like
Yeah.
I do a lot of test streams because I don't actually stream all that often, and then I tweak something. I'm like, I'm gonna start streaming again. Let's test this out and make sure it didn't break it, and it works fine. And then I still don't stream because I have too much.
Tim, you just want to be a stream engineer.
Yeah.
I wanna set up people's streams to be really cool, and then have them do all the work.
Yeah. I think there are people out there who want that. You gotta find them.
I totally would help people do that. Like,
found your niche.
I've told both of you guys kind of what I did with my setup, but like it's a really stupid, simple thing. I don't know anyone else that has this set up this way, and it's kind of like when I was using the Xbox as a capture card. I don't know anybody else that was doing that, right? But like it worked pretty damn well for a long time.
Yeah.
It saved me a lot of money because I didn't have to upgrade my PC and I didn't have to buy a capture card. I got this headset. Very nice. Arctis. Jesus Christ. SteelSeries Arctis 7s today for $65, which is a stupid good deal. Like Walmart
Damn.
in Wisconsin, I drove 45 minutes to go pick them up because I was like, that's a fucking, I can wait a week or I can drive an hour. Let's drive an hour. So that's a thing. But what I'm doing is my audio is playing through my home theater PC, which is actually just my old laptop, upstairs, and being routed through a program back down to me down here So then now I can use my headset anywhere in my fucking house, whatever I'm playing on. If I'm streaming from my laptop, if I'm like streaming from here or like doing Steam Link on the laptop, doing Steam Link in my bedroom, wherever I am, I can use one headset anywhere in my fucking house. And if I'm leaving my house, I just plug in with a 3.5 jack and I can do the same fucking thing. So if I really wanted to play Steam Link at work, I could bring these with me.
My God.
It's really stupid. But because of one piece of software that I bought 3 years ago, 3 years ago, I want to say, yeah, when I was doing the full-time streaming thing and was doing all that, my God, like it's a $20 program and it gives me literally it's gonna give me hundreds of dollars worth of utility.
That's what it
Yeah,
gives.
it's so cool.
Life changing.
Like I love doing stuff like that. Like it's fun for me. Anyway,
Was it fun for you to go through your backlog of Twitch VODs to make sure you don't get DMCA'd? Because that happened the other day.
it happened
Was that
literally
I don't
today, I think, or not today.
know.
It
I
happened
was
this
thinking
week.
about it yesterday.
So for those who don't know, it is a violation of copyright law to play copyrighted music on your stream. That doesn't stop anybody from doing it. People are constantly playing games and listening to music, and streamers are mostly gamers, so a lot of streamers are listening to copyrighted music while they stream. Everybody kind of knew this was coming for a very long time. Copyrighted content has been a thing. There's a reason YouTube has a copyright system. But this week, Twitch issued emails in mass to, from what I can tell, only partnered streamers. I didn't get one. I don't know anyone who got one necessarily, or I'd have to check Twitter, but I don't think anybody that I know has.
I didn't get one.
Yeah. Cody? Did you get
I
one?
didn't get anything. No, but I mean, I have like 4 VODs.
Right, but
and none of them involve music.
Right.
So,
but so it'll go off your clips, it'll go off your highlights, it'll go off anything. Like what these music companies are doing is they're using bots to kind of scour through Twitch and find copyrighted music they can claim. And so Twitch issued an email en masse saying that, hey, a DMCA notice, and this is word for word almost what it said to everyone who got one. DMCA notice has been issued against your account. Now I'm paraphrasing. Don't worry, we've taken care of it for you and deleted it. What they didn't do is they basically said after Friday the 23rd, so today, the day that we are airing this podcast, basically it's on you to make sure this doesn't happen again. So you got to scrub through all your own VODs and find anything that we missed. So a lot of people are just deleting. Like, there are streamers who have been streaming a lot longer than I have, like 10 years, that are just going through and deleting their entire channel history. Every clip, every highlight, every VOD, because they don't want to scrub through all of it. And I don't freaking blame them. I went through just my clips today. I still have to go through any VODs that are left and all of my highlights. And anything that's got copyrighted music, I'm just as a precaution deleting. I'm downloading some of it to make sure that I have the clips if I want them. Some of it I've already exported to YouTube and it's already in. I've already taken care of some of the copyrighted stuff and they're in highlight compilations that I did of funny shit that happens on my stream. So, like, not too worried about it, but it's a lot of work. And
it's a lot of content for some people to go through.
It's a lot, and I have I'll let you guys kind of chip in your thoughts, and then I kind of want to go through my tinfoil hat theory that I have heard and that I also thought of independently on the side when that happened. So go for it.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna happen. Keep your clips up there. See what happens.
I don't know. I just find it interesting. I find it interesting in this day and age that there hasn't been a better workaround found for something like this. So, and I just actually literally just thought of this, but why isn't there an option that you could subscribe through Twitch, that Twitch would pay a certain amount of money for these streams or this music, right? This wide range of music. And if you paid a small subscription fee, you could use all that music within your stuff. It seems like I don't know, seems like a way for Twitch itself to make money. But that could be what you were talking about earlier with the Twitch media, or they got their own music thing now.
Yep. So
I don't know.
Twitch. What is it called? Twitch. I forget what it's
Twitch,
called.
Twitch,
So Twitch released their music streaming service. What is it called? Twitch.
Twitch music. Beats by
I don't.
Twitch.
I guess my
No,
point
I am
was
gonna give
my
a
overall.
shout out to Stream Beats though, which is actually better.
Yes, I
Stream
use
Beats is fucking awesome. I actually have
Yep,
been listening to that like just chill. Like there's a lo-fi playlist. There's a
yep,
synth playlist. Like
yep,
Harris Heller did a goddamn great job with that, and they're continuing to add to it, and it's awesome.
yep.
I forget
I've
what
used
Twitch's
that.
actual service is, but tinfoil hat theory coming out here. So, and I thought of that when I thought of this when I heard it, but I've heard it articulated by people who are a lot smarter and know a lot more about this shit than I do. Um, Twitch issued this notice, didn't tell anyone what the content that was being claimed was. They have to do that legally. They have to tell you what is being claimed. They didn't say, what VOD it was, what highlight it was, what clip it was. They just deleted it. Supposedly. I don't know. They didn't give information as to who was issuing it, none of that. None of the required information that they legally have to tell you when a strike is issued against your channel. They just said that there was one and that, yep, we've taken care of it. And this all came out a day after they launched their music service. Their free music service, by the way. It is free for you to use their service.
Hmm.
They'll generate, I think, revenue from it from ads or whatever, but it is free. But I would encourage you to like, if you're listening to this and you're a streamer or thinking about being a streamer, use Stream Beats. It's free. Use Twitch's
I
music if
love
you want.
Stream
It's
Beat.
free. YouTube has a free music library, so if you want to
Mhm.
you want to use your VODs or whatever and then make YouTube videos out of them, that's free. You can find copyright free, royalty free music out there. Now, what copyright free actually means isn't actually copyright free. What it means is that the person who owns the copyright is not going to sue you. That's what that means, because there's copyrighted material on all IP. If you put it out there, you own the copyright, whether or not you go through the legal paperwork or not. If you write a poem, let's say, and somebody else copies and pastes it, and you really wanted to go after them, and you can prove that you're the original, generator of that, you technically own the copyright without doing anything. That's how copyright works in this country. But somebody could say, "Oh yeah, it's copyright free," and then change their mind in a year, and then all of a sudden, like, they sold their library. You can even get express permission from an artist who says, "Yeah, you can use my stuff. That's fine." And then they sell their music because they signed with a record label. So now that label owns everything. Well, now that label doesn't have to honor that, and you could wind up with a claim that way. So, yeah,
Tricky.
Yeah,
it's tricky.
I don't know. I don't. So, and there's always also going to be confusion in this realm. So, as an example, one of the YouTubers that I like to watch. Sorry, I punched my mic again.
Okay.
One of the YouTubers I like to watch is a guy named Sea Dog VA. He does a lot of anime and just random shit. And he had paid for a song, like did the legal paperwork and everything. Paid this guy like $200 to use it as like his opening and his ending music, right?
Mhm.
Like 3 or 4 years later, come to find out, the song that he paid for was a remix of an original song, and
Oh, no.
Sony issued a takedown notice on his YouTube channel, basically, for using that music. So he had to go through back all the way through all of his content, so he wouldn't lose his YouTube channel, and cut
Wow.
out like the beginning and end of all of these videos. And
That
and
sucks.
it's just like, yeah, something might be okay now, but 4 years from now, you could get fucked. Like, you just don't know. So it's just hard. Honestly, the best solution is just make it yourself, or have a friend like Ben to make your intro for you.
Yo.
Intro/outro. But I do still find it hard to believe that in 2020, almost 2021, there isn't a better solution to this problem, where it's
Um,
safe for streamers to use music and and the creators and like musical creators to get their money. Like I don't. There is a space that people would pay for to
Yeah.
fix that problem.
There is
So
the other thing that's possible is a lot of streamers are using Spotify, obviously.
right,
So Spotify could be a solution in terms of Spotify could come to an agreement with both Twitch and the music industry or publishers individually that say let's just go Ninja's streaming to 75,000 people or something.
right,
So the way that works is X amount of plays counts towards basically the way that streaming music works in terms of how they make their money. X amount of plays on Spotify equals a purchase for a song, right? So
right.
essentially, I think it's something like I forget the actual numbers. I'm not an expert on this shit, so let's just say it's 10. I think it's more than 10, but let's just say it's 10 for simplicity's sake. So 75,000 people, one song would account for 750 purchases, 7,500 purchases, whatever it is. 7,500 purchases of a song. So that's a lot of money right there for one song. So obviously it wouldn't be like, okay, Ninja's paying that because now Ninja's out there. Twitch isn't going to be like, okay, we're paying that because now Twitch is out there money. And Spotify doesn't want to give up their margin that they're making either. So what they could do is, all right, he listened to this song, so X amount of people were there, but they were really there for Ninja, so that counts as a fraction of this, so it actually, instead of 7,500, counts as 75 for the company or whatever, and then Spotify and or Twitch pay that or something like that. Because honestly, nobody's unless it's like a stream like Monster Cat, which
Right.
owns all their own music, or Deadmau5, who owns all his own music, or Mike Shinoda, who owns all his own fucking music. Nobody's really there for the music on a stream. We're there for the gameplay, for the entertainer. The music is there as backdrop and as a way for that entertainer who would probably be listening to music if they're just playing the game by themselves to not lose their fucking mind. That's what I listen to AC/DC, or used to, a lot on stream because that's my favorite band ever. So I was just listening to music. My audience wasn't there for that, although I did sometimes do song requests. They usually put like nightcore shit in there or like K-pop because they fucking hate me.
To piss you off.
They just hate me. So
I don't know.
there are solutions to it, but the other solution is you buy a license to play music from, like, Spotify could have a higher tier subscription. This I'm straight up ripping off from Harris Heller at this point because I think I heard him say this in a video. Spotify could offer a higher tier subscription where Cody pays X amount more than his typical subscription. Like, say it's $25 a month instead of $8.
Right. That's actually the
A
number that was in my
broadcast
head.
fee. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
So that's something that is a possible outcome. But I don't know how likely
Or
that
if
is.
Twitch wanted to do it, they could just make it, because I know that they take money out of like the proceeds before they pay the streamer, correct?
Yeah.
They take a certain
They get
percentage,
they get
right?
their cut, yeah.
Right.
So
if they just up
basically
that
they get all
percentage by, like,
the
3%,
that's probably
you know
not
what I
enough to
mean?
cover. That's probably not enough to cover it, and honestly Twitch isn't making money for Amazon right now, it's losing money. Which actually makes this whole thing kind of scarier because the liability in terms of lawsuit is not great, and Amazon is losing money on Twitch. They don't
wow.
make money from Twitch right now. It's Amazon can afford to because everything else, but they're operating at a loss. Cody, I think you did that mostly as a joke, but like it does put Twitch at risk though. Like in terms of,
I mean, does it though?
It does, because if you sue Amazon, if you're losing money and Amazon's getting sued by multiple publishers in the music industry and it could lose X amount of millions, they might just say, you know what, this isn't worth it, and just cut.
But they won't. That's the thing. Twitch owns so much market share of the streaming verse. We've talked about this because we have literally argued about what is the best place to stream our stuff.
Twitch is literally like 80% of the market share or something like that.
So knowing that, there is no way in hell that Amazon would just cut ties.
Amazon sells Twitch, Xbox buys it.
Oh
Mixer
God.
2.0.
Mixer 2.0. Oh God.
But you get what I'm saying. Like Twitch has put itself in such you could argue almost that it's a monopoly. You could argue, right? But it's in such a position that there's, even if something like as catastrophic as that would happen, there's no way they won't ever. They're just in too good of a position. There would have to be something like a major like racism thing, sex scandal. I don't know, something crazy that would make people stop using the platform. So I don't know.
Plenty of
I get what you're saying, and I think if Twitch had a smaller market share, more in the like Mixer YouTube range, you know what I mean?
Mixer was only 3%. Mixer was 4%. Then they bought Ninja.
I mean, then
they went down.
This is you're just helping my point. If it was a smaller market share, I mean, yeah, I can see something like that. But Twitch, man, it's just so big.
I don't think Twitch is going anywhere, but
yeah, and unless there's something that actually starts competing with Twitch, and Amazon goes, "Oh, we see the writing on the wall," kind of thing. There's just no way, So, and I'm sure Jeff Bezos is over here just like, what's that meme of that dude from Zombieland just wiping his tears with money?
Oh,
Bill Murray's house. Like that's all I could think of when you said that. I was just like, there's no way, So I don't know. But you know what?
Speaking of the idea of streamers paying someone to broadcast copyrighted stuff, we kind of have to talk about Stadia and
yes,
there's
Alex.
So Alex Hutchinson, who up until this whole thing, his Twitter profile said that he was the creative director at Stadia. What he is he's a creative director at a Stadia studio in Montreal. So specifically that one. He's not like a guy. He's not the guy, but he is a guy. He put on Twitter. He matters to a little bit. He put out on Twitter that, for how much longer after this hot take, that he was under the, he was of the opinion that streamers being worried about DMCA should really be more worried about the games they're playing and publishers basically issuing copyright strikes for playing video games. Which technically, I guess they could.
Yeah.
Technically, but it would be really fucking dumb for them to do so. And this guy got ratioed so hard. I think one of the comments has like maybe a couple thousand likes and like 15,000 comments because people are just blowing up at this guy.
Yeah.
Jacksepticeye called him out because he had on his profile banner, he had a picture. This guy he worked for Journey to the Savage Planet. Like he was one of the execs for the game studio that made that. And his profile banner was a fan art of Journey to the Savage Planet.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool. But that fan art was of Jacksepticeye, not of character from the game. It was of Jack. And he actually cropped out the artist's signature on the fan art.
Oh, no.
So this guy talking about stealing publishers' work in terms of game studios is stealing an artist's work and not giving credit.
That's a big glass house he's living in out there on Twitter, man. Holy shit.
And then after all this, he actually tweeted that he was going to go stream Fall Guys. So that was...
I don't know.
Wow.
Oof.
I don't know. The whole... it's just dumb. I don't know how... Look, Twitter is a good and a bad thing. Mostly a bad thing. It's a fucking cesspool, right? But sometimes good things come out of it. But 90% of the time, look, bad shit comes out of it. I don't know how people can have social media and just decide to be this dumb. Like every once in a while, when you want to say something, just run it by a friend. You know, you'd be like, "Hey, this is how I really feel. Should I put it out to the entire world?" No, you shouldn't, Alex. You should just keep that to yourself because
Yeah.
that is fucking stupid. Like
People are gonna
I
be really mad if you say that.
I understand what he's saying, but at the end of the day, the people did pay for the license to play it. What they do with it at that point, obviously there's some restrictions, right? But because you have your agreement and stuff like that by buying the license. But I
Right, like,
mean, it
on PS4, there's, like, that thing where they can, like, block out certain cutscenes, isn't there? Like,
I
certain
think
content
so.
can't be broadcast.
Right.
So,
Right.
there are things that they have done to, like, keep things private, or they'll have, like, you won't be able to stream this for, like, X number of days after it comes out or
Right.
something.
But here's my thing. There has never been an easier free advertising market than fucking gaming streamers than
Oh
in
my
any
God.
point in history.
Oh,
It
and
is
companies
the
know it. Companies know it.
biggest. Oh, yes, they do. They totally understand that. Like, hey, some of these people streaming these games is going to lead to more buyers. Just 100%. 100, and there's plenty of people who wait for reviews to come out from their favorite YouTubers before
Mhm.
they'll buy a game.
Oh,
And so it just I
on
just
that note,
the I don't know. Yeah.
like Among Us,
Oh, yeah, just
Right?
out of nowhere.
Right?
Well,
Fall
Right?
Guys,
mhm.
Right? Fall Guys.
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia?
Twitch
Yeah.
hits, yep.
Yeah. Like
Like
I don't know.
one or two of these games maybe goes through. Fortnite would probably still be Fortnite without streamers. That's one example that people keep throwing out there. I'm like, I don't know. But Battle Royale in general probably wouldn't, because without
Yeah.
Arma 3 BR, this is going to sound kind of dumb until you hear me say it.
You're about to
Without
sound like an old man.
without Arma 3 Battle Royale, there is no H1Z1, because I don't think PlayerUnknown, I don't think without the success that had on Twitch, because Arma 3 BR blew up on Twitch. Like Lyric was playing that shit. Some of the top
Yeah.
streamers on Twitch were playing that shit. Like, it wasn't just me and the Arma community. There was a fuck ton of people that got into
Right.
that because of the competitive nature of it. There is no H1Z1 without that, right? There's no King of the Kill.
Right.
And without King of the Kill, there is no Fortnite.
Hey,
At least not
hey,
Fortnite BR. Fortnite Save the
Hey.
World exists, but not BR.
You want to know what it would have saved us from though?
Fortnite.
The Culling 2. It would have saved us from that. All right.
But see, people even streamed that and checked that out. And the culling itself, the first culling, like I played that
Wasn't
with some of the bigger, well, some bigger streamers, like Anthony Kongfang. Can I admit something? Anthony, I hope you never listen to the podcast, because I didn't know who Anthony was until I played with him, and then I looked him up afterwards. I was like, oh fuck, dude, he's not a small deal. I only know him.
He's not a small deal. He's not a huge deal, but he's a bigger deal.
He's a pretty big streamer. I also play with Bike Man. I don't know if you guys know who Bike Man is.
No.
Okay, you
I'm
should.
gonna be honest. I like Twitch,
All right.
but I don't spend a lot of time on Twitch.
Bike Man and Anthony Kongfan are two of my favorite streamers now. That I've always watched Bike Man. I didn't know I was playing with Bike Man until after. Like, I got a message from my friend CJ saying, "Hey, a bunch of us are gonna play a few rounds of the culling. Do you want in?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I got nothing going on. Absolutely." So I hop into Discord and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's Bike Man." And I'm like, I don't know who Anthony is. But then I looked it up afterwards. I'm like, oh shit, I was playing with like multiple big streamers, and I kind of got my ass handed to me. But it was fun.
Right.
It was like,
That's all right.
I don't know how I got here.
None of our streams have ever been because of our skill, Tim.
Right.
Let's be honest.
But my point is, like, big streamers play these games, and
They do.
the culling does not ever get a sequel, I don't think, without that, right?
It shouldn't have, but that's okay.
It shouldn't be doing what it's trying to do now with its 25 cents per fucking round bullshit. One free game a day. I hope they've rethought that. I haven't checked since, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yikes.
The whole what he was saying was big yikes. And the article that you shared had a really good point. I actually wanted to bring this up before we move past this. Jason Schreier came back at this guy saying, I don't know, maybe you're getting flack because you're picking this particular battle in a world where C-suite executives make 30 million a year and devs don't get any royalties, so they never see any of that streaming money in the first place.
Yeah, I mean,
want to talk about fucking just dunked on, like, holy shit.
This is like the first time in how long since the gaming community has been on Jason's side on something. Like, you get him, Jason.
Yeah,
Like
I
every
was
once
like,
in a while, Jason comes out with something that's like, oh shit, and then other times people are like, dude, just like chill, like okay, like with the
Uh,
cyberpunk thing. Did we ever talk about crunch happening with CD Projekt Red on this one?
yes.
yeah.
I think that was the episode you missed. I
Mhm.
think Justin
Maybe,
and I talked about it.
but like in my head, it's like, I mean, there's always going to be some. There's always every industry. I can't imagine like, okay, I work in pest control. I put in fucking 80 hours a week this summer because that's what my job is in the summertime. Like that is my crunch season every fucking year. It starts in May and it ends maybe in September. This year more like October.
It's totally true though because I hear about it every day.
Like crunch isn't something that's specific to the games industry. Like, yeah, it's really bad in the games industry. Yeah, they're underpaid. Yeah, it does need to change as a general cultural thing. But there's always in every job going to be times where, okay, this is the busy time. All right, this is the push. We got to get this done. And they avoided it for a long time. They delayed the game multiple times, but you do eventually have to release a game and you got to get it done. And so I kind of get why it's happening. It sucks that it's happening. I wish it wasn't happening. They are paid very well in where are they? The Netherlands? Is that where CD Projekt Red is stationed?
Poland?
Poland? Yeah.
Poland.
The overtime laws over there are very good for employees. Like they can only work 8 hours a week overtime. 48 hours a week sound that bad to you? I just said I work 80.
So, yeah, we
Sounds
we
like you
talked-
need a
we-
union, Tim.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That's what that is.
there's other things that go into that for Tim, but beyond that, yeah. I just want to pop in here real quick. If you don't own Warhammer Vermintide 2, it's $7.50 on Steam. Also, yeah, buy that. Like I didn't play it a whole lot. I didn't play it a whole lot, but it's good. Also, if you like Viking chess, it's $4.50. I literally just bought it because I'm sitting here.
Wait, there's a Nifltoffel
Somebody
game?
tell Shane.
Shane!
You guys want me to link you? You want me
Link
to,
Shane.
I'll link you.
You need to link Shane's ass.
He
I'm
doesn't
on
get on
this.
the computer anymore. What are you talking about?
Honestly.
No, he doesn't get on Facebook, motherfucker. He's on
No, he
Steam.
doesn't really get it.
Is he?
Okay.
What was I gonna say? Steam is having a digital tabletop fest.
Oh, cool.
21st, 26. So there's a bunch of like tabletop type games that are on sale. On the other thing, I'm totally like off on my own tangent right now. Other thing, just Tim, since you like dying a lot in your video games because you just like getting annihilated. Other side, the vampire.
Oh, that looks so good. XCOM
I
with
have it.
vampires.
I have
Ooh.
it. Want to
Yeah.
say I played it for like so it says I have like 4 hours on hand or that I've played. I haven't really played 4 hours. I played for about an hour and then I had to go upstairs and help out with the fam. Soundtrack is good. Game is good is because it's got but the artwork I love because it's all black and white and then like a lot of the attacks are like red. Looks amazing.
Yeah, the first time I
Anyways.
saw it, I was like, this kind of looks like it should be a 40K game. It was the way that they it looks amazing.
So, but all right, off my tangent. I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Should developers be required to support their games forever? In whatever fashion that may be.
Not
Whether that be
forever.
cross generations? Is that cross generations? Like where's the line drawn?
Not
Because-
forever, but I will say so I know like this is in the script because I wrote it.
Yeah.
And
So you know what I'm talking about.
and this all happened because of me, this conversation that we're having. But this week I, was playing Mortal Kombat 11 a lot. And I played Mortal Kombat X not that long ago, and I was like, you know what my favorite one ever was Mortal Kombat. And I was like, you know what? I have Deadly Alliance sitting here. I've got Deception sitting here. I've got Armageddon sitting here. I could go play a couple of those on my PlayStation, or I got my Xbox right here. Oh shit, I wonder how this is going to look on next gen. Oh shit, I wonder how that's going to look on Xbox One. It's got to be backwards compatible, right? So I popped in Deadly Alliance on my Xbox One. Dead game. Doesn't work. Not supported. I was like, oh, okay, that's sad, but all right. Mortal Kombat 9, surely that's gonna work. That was a 360 title. This game came out in like 2009. That's gotta be compatible. 2010 maybe. Pop it in there. Doesn't work. I was like, okay, I own it on Steam. I wonder what's going on there. That seems weird. You can't buy it on Steam anymore. They pulled it down. They don't want you buying Mortal Kombat 9 because they want you buying Mortal Kombat 10 and 11. Now,
Mm.
I get it. I get it. They want you buying Mortal Kombat 10 and 11. No, they shouldn't be required to support these games ad infinitum. But you don't have to sell it to make it backwards compatible.
Look at you getting fancy.
What?
Ad
It means forever. Forever.
I
It
know
just
what
means
it
forever. I motherfucking forever.
I get the context, but I'm gonna be honest, I've never heard that in my fucking life.
Really?
I've never heard that.
Okay, any fucking way.
Yeah.
No, I
anyways.
don't think they should be always required to support it. But I was like, they're not even going to make this backwards compatible. It's Mortal Kombat. Like, who doesn't want to play that? You can't buy a modern Mortal Kombat game that has a 3D planular thing. So if that's your thing, and I like the 2D style better, but I wanted to play it, and I can't because I don't own an original Xbox. I've owned this game for God knows how long, and I can't play it anymore. I think that's
Sad.
fucked up. I actually tweeted at Ed Boon, no response, unfortunately. And I was like, that's cold, bro. Like, it was a gif of Sub-Zero saying, that's cold. And I was talking about this, and I was like, I think it's kind of, we talked a lot about things that are pro-consumer, consumer-friendly. I think, to a degree, pulling your fucking game off Steam because you put a new one out is anti-consumer. And I hate saying that about NetherRealm Studios because I have talked 2 weeks in a row about how much I love Mortal Kombat and how much I think they do a great job with the story, and I think that they're awesome. Part of it could be that, okay, NetherRealm, Ed Boon has always been there. So I was going to say it used to be Midway, so it had different publishers and stuff, and then Warner Bros. But
Yeah.
Ed Boon's been there the whole time. They still have to own that. Like, there's no way that Warner Brothers doesn't have the fucking rights to those games. They could. They don't, because they don't want you to buy it. They don't want to have a version of it on the store that might siphon sales away from this. Which makes me think, when 12 comes out, probably next year or the year after, are you going to make 10 no longer supported? Am I not going to be able to play Mortal Kombat X on Xbox Series X? You can pull that off the fucking store? Like, I don't get it.
So I guess I find it funny that this is the first time you've ran into this.
It's not,
Like,
but it's
So it's the first time it's bothered you.
no, it's just the first time I've thought about talking about it on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Because I've had this issue with NCAA 14 forever. You can't play NCAA 14 on Xbox One. It's just a
No.
360. It's the whole reason why my 360 is still hooked up on my TV over here. Because
Got mine
every
right
once in a
here.
while, man, I'll just go in and I'll play it for like a few weeks, and I'm just going to town on that game because it's so good. And then I'll just be like, and then I'll get distracted by something a little newer. But I've gone back to that game so many times. I'm over here trying to find 360 controllers that still fucking work. You know what I mean? They're in a bucket somewhere. So I don't like.
I want to have the option to play the games that I fucking own, that I physically fucking own.
I think it's too late for some of those games, but going forward, I feel like it's possible to have something always available, you know? If you develop for PC especially.
I don't think it was too late for Mortal Kombat 9. I think it's
Right.
it's an intentional decision. There are a lot of Xbox 360 games that are
Right,
being
we
made
were
back
just talking about other 360 era games, so
yeah.
I just I think part of it is you're running into the issue. Like I don't necessarily agree that it's anti-consumer. I just think it's it's kind of just how shit works. The older shit always kind of gets pushed to the side, forgotten about, and this, that, and the other thing. Because the amount of people that are going to miss that stuff is so small. It's just like you gotta cater to the lowest common or the highest common denominator, right? So I don't
Is
know
it
if I
though?
really. I mean, how many people do you really think are running out there looking for Mortal Kombat 9?
Well,
Just
you
You get
can't.
what I'm
You
saying?
can't find it if you wanted to. If you try and look
Right,
it up
but
on
I guess
Steam, the store page is pulled down. Like the only reason that I still have access to it is because I bought it in 2011.
Right, but that's it's just my point is just like there's yes, there's games that are really good. I don't really consider 9 as a super good game personally, but I'm also not a super good I'm not a super big Mortal Kombat fan. Like
Yeah, I
I
saw
play
Justin's
them
face.
yeah, I
Yeah,
play them
He
that
had the
was
same
casually.
fucking
reaction I
great.
did.
I know, I play them casually, and I don't I'll play them for a little while. Like, I have Mortal Kombat 11, and here, let me pull it up. I'll
9
give you
revitalized the series. It probably saved Mortal Kombat. If
Yeah,
9 was bad, or if 9 was even probably if they would have done a
mediocre.
3D if they had done a 3D plane game like the other ones had been, like
Alright.
Armageddon and all that, Mortal Kombat probably dies at 9. But
See, I think the
it
one
was a
that I
smash
played
enough hit that it saved it.
I think I played 10. I think that's the one I was into for a while.
X,
Mhm.
yeah.
Because Mortal Kombat 11 obviously didn't grab my attention too much. I have 4.3 hours on it, and I haven't played it since May of last year. So, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm also not a fighting game player in general anyways. Like, I'll play them a little bit, and I like them. It's cool to see the fatalities and stuff, but it's almost too repetitive. Like,
Sure.
obviously all games are repetitive, but I just don't find that enjoyment in that. But I'm just saying there's always gonna be like I just feel like just like with tech or anything, like the older stuff always gets pushed away. But I also think the other issue you're kind of running into is this transition that we've been going through over the past, I don't know, 8, 10 years or whatever, from the physical to digital libraries, right? You know, where everything's becoming digital. And so there's some games that were probably planned for a long-term digital like footprint by these companies, and there are others that weren't. And a game like Mortal Kombat, where they come out, what do they come out every 2 years or so? 3 years at most.
Mortal Kombat 9 came out in 2009. Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I want to say, came out in 2006. Mortal Kombat X came out in 2014. Mortal Kombat 11 came out in 2019.
Okay,
So we're looking more at like 5 years. And Mortal
I'm-
Kombat 9, you could buy digitally on Xbox 360. You could buy it digitally on Steam. You could buy it until they pulled it down. You could buy it
right,
digitally.
but
Like I
I'm
own
talking about
both.
long term. I'm talking about long term.
Long
You get
term,
what I'm saying?
I think
Because you got to think. When did you say Mortal Kombat 9 came out? 6 years ago.
9, 10 years ago, 11 years ago,
So we're
2009.
over a decade. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe 2010. Maybe 2010. Might have been 10 years ago, but it's been at least a decade.
you're still looking, yeah, you're still looking at a decade time frame. Like, how long are these store
Roughly.
pages supposed to stay up? I guess.
Dude,
Dude, if
but
you
look at
look
all
at
the old shit on Steam.
there's
Have you
so
seen the
many
Star
old
Wars
games on
collection?
Steam, like that doesn't even make sense. Like your argument holds no weight with me with that because you can buy much older games. Like it doesn't cost them money to keep a store page up. They do it for the express purpose of, okay, 9 sold like gangbusters. If we put this new game
Right.
out, it's not different enough that people won't buy the new game. Let's pull like literally 9 got pulled down within 2 months of 10 releasing. I mean, beforehand. They pulled it down so you couldn't buy it anymore, and then they're like, here's a new one though. So you can't like it. I understand what you're saying.
I guess I don't.
It's
I guess I don't see
capitalism.
what's wrong with that. I just don't see anything wrong with that personally.
Look, there's not necessarily anything wrong with it. That doesn't mean that it's not anti-consumer. It is. Like it's not a consumer-friendly move.
I don't agree with that at all. It's a decade old. Like, most
Okay,
people aren't looking
it
for
literally.
a decade old game.
Here's the thing. Okay, people buy decade-old games all the time.
Right, but the amount of people that are going to be searching in general, right? In
If
general,
you
games that are a decade old, they
you don't
do.
have to
But
search for it. Like
your specific game that you're talking about right now, the amount of people that are looking specifically for Mortal Kombat 9 is
why is it gotta be
probably a very
specifically?
small number, because that's the game we're talking about.
My point is, if it was sitting on Steam for $10, and say you sold 10 copies of it a month, that's it, right? It's $100 a month that's going in your pocket that wasn't before. Now, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but again, it doesn't cost you money. Well, it's not $100; it'd be $70 because 30% Steam cut, whatever. But my point is, there's literally like, yes, there's work to make it backwards compatible, but I don't know how much work goes into that. I'm not a game designer, not a software engineer. So maybe it's not worth it to do so. Maybe. But I think, let's look at other games that came out in 2010. Like, let's see. Let's say Red Dead Redemption was not compatible. Redemption. Not Redemption 2, Redemption. Fallout New Vegas. StarCraft 2. Mass Effect 2. God of War 3.
Okay,
Call of Duty Black Ops. Alan Wake.
Let's put
BioShock
in perspective how much more those games are beloved compared to Mortal Kombat 9.
Are they?
I just yeah, you're talking about hits of that generation. Like major hits.
Yeah, and I'm also talking about I'm including Mortal Kombat 9 in a major hits category. Oh, hey, you know what? It's even more recent than I thought. 2011. Mortal Kombat 9. Let's look at the sales figures. Or let's just look at reviews. Google reviews. I'm just going by user reviews on Google right now. 96%. 96% is not beloved?
On Google reviews, probably not.
Right, let's look at Metacritic. Let's look at the Metacritic.
Metacritic is probably the bar you want to use.
84.
I don't know. Okay, what's Red Dead Redemption?
I hate it when it gives me different versions of it.
Well, they're all going to give you different versions.
Fuck, now I got a Port Royal ad. Why? I don't want a Port Royal ad. God,
Red Dead
it's being so fucking slow. 95 for Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. All right, now look at Fallout New Vegas, because I bet you it's over a 90.
It's not.
And so is the other Fallout New Vegas?
It's not. You know how I know it's not? It might be now. But do you know how I know it at least wasn't at one point? Because that's why Obsidian is no longer with Bethesda.
Because that's, I mean,
it's an 82. 82. New Vegas is an 82.
I got 84, so I'm not looking at the same thing as you. PC is 84, so it's the same as you. Same as Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, well, I looked at PS3 for both.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I looked at PS3 specifically.
You can't play Redemption on, or you couldn't. Did Redemption even come out on PC?
No.
Anyways, we're sidetracked.
It came out on 360 and PS3.
Anyway, we're sidetracked. I don't agree with you. I don't think it's that big a deal. You do because you love Mortal Kombat.
It's not a huge deal, but I think there are enough fans of Mortal Kombat that if you were to even do like say do a remastered, people would fucking buy it. It's sold pretty damn well. Like, Justin, I want to hear your thoughts on this while I Google stuff.
He's gonna Google sales figures now.
Yeah, so the fact that they pull it off before their new game came out is pretty scummy. So I think that's gonna hurt, fans more than anybody. But I don't know. It just comes off as them being assholes. Why would you make it unavailable when you could just still have it out there just to push sales for your new game? That's just pure business. Like you said, anti-consumer.
11 million copies sold.
I don't know. This isn't doing anything for me. I really don't find it anti-consumer.
In fighting games, that's a huge number.
It's the 9th iteration of a game. There's 11 iterations now. Like, I don't know. It'd be like us being mad that we can't find Madden 02 now.
I actually have Madden 02.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, but you get what I'm saying. Like, there's
kind of
20 versions of Madden. I don't know.
It's kind of sad to think about like games becoming like unavailable.
Well, that's true. I'll give
from
you
a historical standpoint.
Right. I'll 100% give you that. If you wanted it as like a, hey, look at where we were to where we are now kind of thing, I'm totally with you on that. I just don't. I guess I just
I just
don't
think in this
go
age
behind
where
the
backwards
anti-consumer.
compatibility is a selling point for the Series X and it's now a selling point for the PS5 because they're like, yeah, like only 3 titles are not going to work from PS4 era. And then Xbox is like, yeah, like every Xbox One game and the vast majority of Xbox 360 games and even a lot of Xbox Originals games are going to work. To not have franchise like a franchise like Mortal Kombat, which regardless of what you
That's
say, Cody,
awesome.
Mortal Kombat is fucking iconic. Like in terms of fighting games, I don't think
Right.
like there's a lot
That's
of
not a
most
genre I'm really into, but yeah,
yeah
I
yeah
don't
like
disagree with that point.
so to have it nothing other than Xbox One games be forwards or forwards compatible with the Series X is kind of mind blowing to me, especially when like Soul Calibur will be and Soul Calibur. People who are fans of the fighting genre know what Soul Calibur is. People who are fans of video games probably have at least heard of Soul Calibur. But my mom knows what Mortal Kombat is. You think my mom
Right.
knows what Soul Calibur is? Tekken, Street Fighter, maybe Street Fighter because there was a shitty movie. But
Yeah, I was about to say
we're gonna
Mortal Kombat has
pretend it
more
didn't.
than just video games.
Yeah,
So that's probably
was-
why your mom knows what Mortal Kombat is, not because Mortal Kombat's a video game, but because there's what 3-4 Mortal Kombat movies.
Well, I think it's more probably the uproar that it had when it first came out. Every kid wanted it. There's a huge controversy about the violence.
Right. Yeah, because you're ripping people's heads off and shit.
Mhm.
So
Hi,
yeah.
Vatican. So we are. Do you mean this podcast is in this episode, or do you just mean our podcast in general? Welcome to the Our Life in Pixels podcast. So we do a weekly show where we talk about video games. Not just video games though. We talk about the video game industry. We talk about tech sometimes. Cody likes to talk about anime. We might start an anime podcast specifically with Justin. I'm the only one who's not super into anime on this podcast.
Yeah.
We just kind of talk about just nerdy stuff in general. So,
And then Tim and I argue.
yeah, right now
Yep.
we're arguing about whether or not
What are you arguing about?
right now what we're arguing about
Whether or not
whether or
Mortal
not
Kombat 9 is worth even still being available.
whether or
my
not
opinion,
it's whether or not it is anti-consumer for a video game publisher to in this day and age not support a game that came out 9 years ago, which it's
Right, but,
not. I
as-
don't entirely disagree with you, but I do think that, man, like there's so many games that I just think it should be. It should be.
I don't
backwards compatible.
blame you. I don't blame you for that, but that's because you love it. Like I think that's the difference here.
I don't think that's the only reason, because like I guess Nintendo's never done a lot of backwards compatibility, so that's a bad example.
None. They literally have their stupid virtual console every time, and you have to rebuy the games every time.
Yeah.
God, it's bad.
Yeah.
I was about to say, when you asked Tim earlier if he bought his 35th Mario anniversary, I just kind of looked at you like, who the fuck would buy that?
I know,
Like,
I didn't.
Why? Like, it's literally the same game.
And it's gonna be gone in March. Like the people who
That's
are
the
buying
weirdest
this,
thing to me. Like, what?
you can buy it and then you can only play it till March and then it's gone.
No.
Yeah.
If you have access to it, you only have a limited window to buy it. Isn't that it?
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, there's
I think so.
there's
Yeah,
one of these games. I might be thinking of a different one, but there is one of them that like literally you can only play it until March and then it is gone. They are going to shut it down. Like it's not just buy it, it's play it.
That must be something with like the free offerings they have through the Switch Online.
It's definitely a Mario title. I think it's
The Mario Battle Royale thing, maybe.
I do think that might be what it is,
Yeah.
which is weird to begin with.
Well, this is my biggest issue with Nintendo is the fact that they do things like this to inflate value for things that probably wouldn't have any value if they didn't do it. Like it's just stupid to me at this point. Like,
I mean, what do
you
you
want to
mean?
talk about anti-consumer? This is so specifically the Mario anniversary, the 35th anniversary. Why do you only have until March to buy it?
Right.
Why can't that be around for
Fucking
8
nonsense.
years? Right. Why can't that be around for 8 years before they pull it? Like it
I
doesn't
don't.
make any fucking sense.
I
Like
literally don't understand anything Nintendo does ever.
you know what the
Jesus.
worst part is it fucking works. like
Yeah,
like they do
look at
this
the
shit
newest
all the
Pokemon
time.
game. Like,
They,
Right.
they,
it
they sell
has
enough
kind
in
of
Japan that they really don't give a fuck. Like,
I honestly think that's a big part of it is Nintendo Japan is so insular, they just don't give a fuck.
Right. Yep. I
They are their own industry.
and yeah, the Western market's like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're just like, we don't
Printing
give
money.
a fuck. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, hey, they might have sucked with the Wii U, but you know what? The
no,
fucking
it's like
Switch is it.
the Western market goes, "What the fuck are you doing with Mario?" And they go, "Well, here's a new Pokemon." They're like, "Well, okay, we're good."
Yeah.
Speaking of Pokemon, which I've kind of fallen off the new one, but the new DLC comes out, I believe tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that. They're like adding
Crown Tundra,
100 more
119.
Pokemon to the decks.
Oh,
I think
good,
that's all that's missing.
good.
I
So
think that
Hmm.
they're
so
adding
you'll
the
be able to catch all the
Pokemon that
Pokemon now.
they're adding the Pokemon that they cut out at the beginning that we were mad at them about
So
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna be
because we
honest.
called it
I
and we said that they were gonna cut it out and sell it as DLC, and that's what they're
so
doing.
but they're not selling the Pokemon as DLC. And so
Yeah,
let me just be clear. They're not selling the Pokemon themselves as DLC. These are
No,
actual expansions on the base game.
what I'm saying is,
So
of course, they're not selling each individual Pokemon as a DLC, but like we kind of called this that they were going to reintroduce it as an expansion with DLC, and like you told me that you felt it felt like empty, like there, like it didn't feel. You said that you really liked it, that you liked a lot about it, but it felt like there was stuff missing.
right, well, it feels like
This is
there's
the
stuff
stuff that was missing.
no, it's more just honestly for the Pokemon games is that the fact that I'm an adult and they're too easy. Like they do not hold my attention the way like because I get so excited about them, and this is dumb. I'm almost 30 years old. I'm gonna be 30 years old in like 8 months. And I just get stupid excited about this shit because I was like, oh, I can find the Pokemon in the wild, in the open world, blah, blah, blah. I was like, this is what I've always wanted. It's kind of what I wanted, right? Because there is Pokemon everywhere and it's super cool to see. But I'm thinking of something. I want a Pokemon game where it's like Breath of the Wild or like an Assassin's Creed or something where it's a literal open world and like you have to literally search for these Pokemon. And when you find them, it's a challenge to capture them. But the problem is that Pokemon is a kid's title, right?
ultimately, I think that's
Right.
what it
It's
boils
all
down to.
right. It's made for kids,
I
and it's
wonder
just
how true that is in 2020. Like, you're not wrong. It's definitely marketed at kids,
I think
but
the mainline Pokemon games definitely are.
I think
right.
they're definitely marketed towards kids. But in terms of the ratio of how many kids do you think are playing it versus how many people our age that have just played Pokemon since we were like 7, 8, 9 that are just still buying it? Like,
Right.
because my son didn't know what Pikachu was till I taught him.
Hmm.
Well,
Like, it's
yeah.
not. Well, like,
Teach him, Tim.
well,
Teach
well,
him what
Yeah, holy
Pokemon
shit,
well,
are.
like
Tim, what's wrong with you?
when we were kids, Pokemon was on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we didn't
Now
have
it's
to
on
go out.
Netflix.
Yeah, we didn't have to
Now
go
it's
out
on
of
your
our
phone.
way to find it. Now it's on your phone, but like, I feel like I didn't see a lot of kids playing Pokemon Go. I just saw a lot of people my age walking around on their phone playing Pokemon Go. I feel like I don't
That's
know
the
that
truth.
many kids that played even like on the 3DS or the DS. I don't feel like I knew that many actual kids that were playing Pokemon games, but I knew a lot of fucking adults that owned a
Right.
3DS that were walking around playing Pokemon. Like catching the fucking car keys and shit. Because of reasons. I forget what that one was called. I will never
Clef
get over
key.
that.
Key. Yeah.
Clef key, and then there was the chandelier. Like,
Chandelure.
I can't talk that much because when we were kids, there was literally a fucking magnet, and then there was one that's just an upside down Pokeball.
Don't forget the
There's
ice cream one.
hey,
Yeah,
there's another
right?
one that's literally just a ring of flowers. It's like the flower crown you put in your head. It floats. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like, okay, and don't get me wrong. Don't get me
There's
wrong.
always
There
been
is
dumb Pokemon, but I feel like there are just
right.
some examples that are just worse than others.
Yeah.
There are. There definitely are.
And
But
Chandelure and Klefki will be always like, because I didn't
hey,
know that
look,
was a thing until I was talking to my
don't
roommate at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, there's this one. I just caught a Klefki." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, it's like this. They're like car keys." I was like, I was so glad I didn't play Pokemon anymore. But
Yeah.
I'm
no,
just saying.
like there's just I just don't feel like this is ever gonna happen. One, because it's fucking Nintendo, and
It's
Nintendo, like Sony, just takes forever to like change some of these IPs, like to really do something with them, right?
yeah.
But there is just so much, and there always will be so much untapped potential in the idea of this. Even Temtem, I like Temtem, right? It still doesn't take it to that next level of
Still
not
fucks
being
me up
so
when
much
you
a
say
kid.
Temtem because I think you say Tim Tim.
Tim.
Temtem.
That's what we
Uh,
call you now.
but I want that genre just to like take that literal next step and just have, because even some, you could make the argument some of the Pokemon games have like almost adult themes because they got like different
Yeah.
dimensions and shit going on and whatnot. So it's
Ambient.
Yeah.
just like just take that step to like getting away from the over the top isometric look, right? And do your over the shoulder third person open world fucking video game. It just roll with it. Like I'm not talking like the current Pokemon game, which is in that direction. I'm talking about like I want some like real exploration, not hey, I walked outside the fucking town and there's 18 Pokemon on my screen right now.
I'd just take
You know
a
what I
new
mean?
Mhm.
arena. I feel like they're missing the boat not having a new arena game and doing it multiplayer. And
No,
like,
no. They're missing the boat on not having the fucking Pokemon card game as an app.
there's
That's what they're missing the boat on.
supposedly there's a MOBA coming.
Okay, no, still missing the boat. Like they
You know what they're
need
not missing the boat on, though?
Pokemon Hearthstone. What's up?
They are making a new Pokemon Snap.
That is true. That is true. I forgot about that.
They
I'm
are?
excited
Gotta
about
appreciate
that.
that.
Yeah. They announced it earlier this year.
Yep.
He
Tim's
doesn't
buying
believe
a
us.
Switch.
He doesn't believe us.
Yo, yeah, watch the video, Tim. It's great.
Yeah, it's super good. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play that with like my daughters,
Yeah.
honestly.
I'm just
'Cause that's
more
like
curious as to like that's cool. That's cool. But like
I don't know. But I want that genre in general, and I would love it for it to be Pokemon to just take that step.
I just
Yeah,
it,
there's
become
gotta
the
was,
adult.
be
it was a damn rail shooter. Like why?
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. Is the new one
it's
gonna be like a
beautiful.
rail shooter? That's my thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
Yeah. But I'd be okay with that.
I'd pay a number of dollars for that.
Rail shooters are so. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm more like I
Tim,
said,
it's
I'm more,
okay. You don't like calm, beautiful things. I understand.
that is true.
I like.
Look at most of the
ripping
games he
people's-
plays. They're like dark and gritty and have shitty graphics, but he
Dark
absolutely loves it.
Souls,
Yeah.
Dark Souls, Mortal Kombat, fucking XCOM, games that just hurt me.
Yeah.
All right. So, but speaking of dark, shitty, and shitty graphics, do we want to wrap up and play some Phasmophobia, or what are we doing?
I'm good
Only
with
if Tim
that.
dies.
Only if Tim dies.
I came up with some ideas. Also, I found out something. Did you know we're supposed to hide from the ghosts and not run away like little bitches every
Yes.
time we get scared?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to hide in
I've done
closets.
that for a while. That knowledge hasn't helped me at all.
So why
I
don't
just
we
run. I just panic.
All right. Well, tonight let's try.
You want to know why I
And-
don't do that? Because
'Cause
I don't
you're,
have the coordination to try and open up some of them doors
Dude,
is
oh my
fucking
God.
hard. So
Trying to do it
opening
the
them,
most.
right, and then you gotta open it and then close it so you don't get fucking ganked. No,
I feel
look,
like
Tim, you need the
as-
hands over your face tonight. All right,
I feel like the as the only one who I don't know. Justin, did you play Outlast?
No, I watched you play it a bit.
Did you play Alien Isolation?
Nope.
Have you
nobody-
finished a horror game?
Nobody
Dude,
yelled
I
about the
played
big
Enemies
black
of the
cock.
Dark Descent.
Okay, so why are we being scared?
Tim, you
I'm
wouldn't
a
understand. You haven't died.
It
When you die,
can't be.
you'll get
It
it.
cannot be worse than Outlast 2 when that witch made me literally do this because she jumped up and scared the poop out of me, and I was gonna like
Fight
punch
her?
the camera.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It can't be worse
He's
than
like,
that.
I think I was watching live.
I
when
played
that happened.
Outlast 1 and 2, and then You also watched me scream about the alien being a giant black dick in Alien Isolation, so it cannot be worse. Like,
Oh
it could
man.
be bad, but I feel like
Could
we should
be.
play the outro and play Phasmophobia.
All right, let's do it.
All
All right.
right,
Any closing thoughts?
closing thoughts. Ed Boon,
Ed
please.
Boon.
Ed Boon, talking to you directly. I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna at you again. Please. Mortal Kombat 9, Deadly Alliance, Deception. Just please. Xbox Series X. That's all I want. Make my dreams come true.
It's not all you want. You want Cyberpunk. Don't lie like that.
Okay, it's all I want in this moment.
You can cut
Um,
that part out.
I'm gonna no life Cyberpunk. I know I am.
Justin, what you got, boss?
I look forward to bullying you, Cody, into playing some more Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer and tricking you into enabling photo mode so that I can spend like 3 hours in one game.
Hey man, I'm all about throwing my pocket sand and setting people on fire. All right,
Dude, I love that. I got caltraps that set people on fire, man, and then
Oh,
you get like
dude.
the 25% more damage from fire weapons. Oof.
How you be
Right.
lighting bitches up, literally.
Mhm.
All right, I don't have anything other than play Genshin. It's fucking free. Just play it. It's good shit. And there's always stuff to do. And as long as you're not weird and just play it on your PlayStation, play it on the computer, and you can play it on your phone. You can link it and play whatever the fuck you want. So, all right, outro time, boys.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll be back in like if you want to hang out, by the way, if you're watching the stream, we'll be back in a minute or two here to poop our pants. So
We will scream.
but we are gonna play the outro because reasons.